meditation. Most people back in Korea from stuff. But I don't say that I understand
Anarthani Kruti. Then Anarthani Kruti.
So then, back in Korea, that's really referring to Abhidheya. Abhidheya, the execution of spiritual sense. So that's generally referring to that instruction of sensation. Like it's sensation.
Yeah, just one second. Yes.
So that means the Diksha Guru is Guru of Sambandha.
Samanda. Jnanadata.
And Siksha Guru is Guru of Abhidheya.
Abhidheya with you.
But sometimes the Diksha Guru is also Siksha for
yes. Siksha Guru, Siksha Guru.
But the two must be there. There must be two automatically. No.
One, Diksha Guru is one.
Yes.
Siksha Guru, more than one.
But I mean, you must have one Diksha Guru and you must have also one Siksha Guru automatically, or not?
Yeah.
Two must be there?
Must be.
Both.
Diksha, Siksha, both are required. Not only one will do.
Although the Diksha may give Siksha, still you need another one?
The same Guru may be Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. Or when Siksha Gurus are many, so you may accept more than one Siksha Guru. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, as you like. You get some Siksha from somebody who is also a Siksha Guru. Yes.
But then among Siksha Gurus you may have many, but one is like your Gurudev.
One who is too much happy. Your heart is attracted to, and you have kept in your heart. Yes. You understand? As it's saying in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna samahum sarvam bhuteshu name dasya asti na priya je bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Priyapi tesha pyahum. You understand? The same principle. I am impartial, equal to one and all. Nobody is my dear and nobody is not dear. You understand? But they bhajanti tumam bhaktya. That means though he is impartial, but he is partial to his bhakta. Bhakta pakshapatita. His speciality. You understand? Was developed prem bhakti, sutta bhakti, pure devotion. Naturally, he occupies the heart. You understand? The same thing.
So you should develop like Priti Sambandha.
Priti Sambandha. It's question of love. To whom you are more attracted. That's the question. But you should not treat one superior or inferior. All are equal. Level status. Equally respected. That's understood.
Even though one may be on different adhika.
Whatever they may be. What harm is that? Pay respect. Krishna Samanda Jani, we pay respect to soul. Is eternally related to Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. So we pay respect to Krishna, and Krishna is there, and super soul. We pay respect to one another.
I mean, on the level of respect, it's one thing, but on the level of attachment,
Respect is same to one another. Yes.
Attachment is different.
That's the heart thing, inner thing. That's external thing. You understand? One is most confidential. Only he can get closer. You understand? That's confidential. That's not public. external, universal, like that. It's inside thing. You understand? Yeah. It's inner thing. The inner thing should not be disclosed. No. It is said, don't say your confidential things. When God, you understand? Keep it inside. And this is also our Vaishnava philosophy, principle also. You don't say, don't disclose your confidential matters of your bhajan. No, should not be said to anyone. No. You understand?
What out of fear of developing pride or?
I don't hear that. It is an instruction. No, that should not be said. It's closed. Keep it. As for example, you see Mahaprabhu showed, showed his real form, you understand, to that, I must say, what is that? Taithika Brahman. The Brahman who was doing pilgrimage, Taithika Brahman, who was invited by the father of Mahaprabhu, Jagannath Mishra, to take his house. And 3 times offering Mahaprabhu was child coming and eating. And again, oh, this child spoils everything. Isn't it? Again cooking, like 3 times. At dead of night when all are asleep, cooked and offered. Even Mahaprabhu gave. But apparently Mahaprabhu was sleeping, child was sleeping. And so it is one form, Gopal, to whom you are offering. And then that Brahman could understand. You understand? Mahaprabhu said, every time you are calling me to accept prasad, I am coming, but you are saying spoiling. What is this? Mahaprabhu said, real form. And then said, don't tell this thing to anybody. Don't tell this to anybody. Keep it inside. You understand? You understand? This is our principle. Dull-headed. Dull-head.
Sometimes out of enthusiasm or to.
Yeah. Dull-headed. Cross your head. Finish everything with one stroke. Then alight, then cook and store.
But to sarcasm to friends,
What?
friends of the same nature or like-minded, this can be discussed.
Bed and soil. You understand? Don't say anybody. Then question is, how it came out? The next question is that, isn't it? Mahaprabhu said, don't say anything. How it came out and how it is written. Mahaprabhu's Leela. We should ask this question.
It must have been disclosed. It must have been disclosed.
After the disappearance of Mahaprabhu, it was disclosed. Not during his appearance period. That is the law, principle. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
In a Christian church, they have the same principle. They don't recognize someone as a saint before at least 60 years after he has disappeared. This way, nobody is alive who has known him. Everyone who has met him during their lives, they're all dead. So nobody is there who had seen him. So then they declare he was a saint. Nobody can protest. Nobody can criticize.
This is our Vaishnava prince. Mahatma was taught like that.
It's like you told me once, usually the picture of the Guru, you put it on the altar after the Guru is gone. You told me that one time. Yeah.
No, Guru is always worshipped. That's the disciples' duty. You understand? Guru is not worshipped. And then how can Guru will be worshipped first?
After Guru.
Yes. You must. That's it. There are some different types of pujas are there. You understand? That's different question. Yes.
Maharaj, of late you have been speaking of singing certain prayers to Lord Krishna. At the end of the 4th canto, there are some most beautiful prayers offered by Lord Shiva, chanting the prayers sung by Lord Shiva to Lord Krishna. Prabhupada states that one may gain a great benediction from daily chanting these prayers. Could you speak a little about these prayers at the end of the 4th canto?
Your book?
No.
You should come with the book, unless I see the verse I can say.
Yeah, don't have that.
No.
Shiva Gita.
Huh?
Shiva Gita.
Shiva Gita, that I can understand. Shiva's instruction to Prachetas. That's the Rudra Gita.
Same.
Yeah. You should come with the book. Then is it to be explained? And
I think before, when we were speaking about this, keeping this to ourselves, is this so that offence is not created by others who are, you spoke about great sages who are involved, they keep away from the general mass of the population to avoid causing others to commit offence by misinterpreting what they see. Is that the principle? That's why we should keep it.
what you say?
He's asking the reason why we should keep those inside, is it so that people don't make offense?
This is confidential matter. You understand? And this principle. In confidential matter, one is mauna, silent. You understand? Yes. This is a principle. In confidential matter, one is silent. Silent.
Right.
Mm.
You spoke the other day, you broke down the different anarthas.
Mm.
One of the principal anarthas was weakness of the heart.
Mm.
One of the sub headings of that was fault finding.
Yeah.
Finding there's a lot of if one is prone to fault finding, it's a great disturbance to one's mind because there's always that.
Anartha, that's anartha. That's anartha.
What is the best way to avoid this fault finding?
I just say, see good in.
See the good.
See the good in everybody. See bad in yourself. That's it, you see. Huh? And I was telling the story about the Siddhanta of someone told some all ills, nasty things. And what has nothing good. Yeah, he does nice kirtan. Why don't you say that? You should only say that thing and magnify it. Why are you saying all these things? Yeah.
Alright, could you please explain the connection, the relationship between transcendental knowledge, tattva, devotional service, bhakti, and Krishna consciousness?
What is this? Can't understand.
And the relationship,
Samanda.
connection, the way they
Samanda.
No, it means what is the connection between transcendental knowledge and Krishna consciousness?
Same thing. Krishna consciousness means transcendental knowledge.
Another one was Bhakti. And Bhakti, same thing again.
It's all same in transcendental plane. Bhakti tattva. Tattva jnana. Yes.
I have a question. In that verse in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna said, Janma karma chame divyam, amyadveti tatvata. Now, before when I was reading that verse, I was thinking that it is said one should know the truth about the appearance and the appearance of Lord Krishna, then one will never take birth again. Now, as devotees, we hear and we accept the fact that it is transcendental. But from hearing you speaking about tattva vichar, aparavichar, I have suspected that it's not just to accept it, there's to realize it in depth.
Yes, some deep thing. Yes.
It's not on the level of intellectual acceptance.
No. Only if you get mercy of the Acharya, you can that will manifest. You can understand it.
That's what the verse means.
Yes.
To understand it.
It has deep purpose.
That's right.
Yes. But sometimes it is not so detailed explained. Some general things are explained like this. When time will come, the student or disciple makes an advancement, inquires more, then that will come out. Question of inquiry.
So it's a level actually of high realization, not just acceptance.
High realization, yes, definitely.
Because I had that question, I was wondering. It cannot be just, yes, I accept Krishna is born out of self-will. And
it's general. General.
There's more to it.
General. Then some subtler. Deepest. Levels are there. Yeah.
Would you say that there are more touches, many touches to it, as you say, more confidential touches?
Although three tattvas, three tattvas. Isha tattva, Jiva tattva, and Maya tattva, Sakti tattva. Sakti tattva comes everything, you understand? Jiva is marginal, potency, tatastha Sakti. You understand? But we say three tattva. Isha tattva, Jiva tattva, and Maya tattva.
I want to ask a very classical question, but it's also sometimes not clear. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he explains the Jiva Tattva as Tatastha.
Tatastha.
Then he described that there is like imaginary line, Tatha, between matter and spirit, like horizon line on the sea, like that.
Yeah, Tatha means two things are in touch. Para and apara, superior and inferior. Two things are in touch.
So it said that the souls they emanate from that Tatha, that border. So
is the position of the soul.
Now some have understood.
His marginal potency is on the margin. Two things are in touch. Margin, as in a material example, Toto. To go to the sea is Toto Bhumi. That means water and land. Two things are in touch. That's Toto. Similarly, Tatastha means superior and inferior. Paraprakriti or Paraprakriti. Two things are in touch in Jiva. Therefore, Tatastha.
So I've heard devotees understanding that, meaning that from that tata, the soul are emanating. So
That
that is speculation, right?
Soul is eternal. How can you say emanating? Not before now emanate.
Well, from it's always been there, but
It's always there, it's eternal. Nitya.
So it is speculation.
Krishna is Nitya. Is there any emanation of Krishna?
No.
Yes.
Swami.
So Jiva is his eternal part and parcel. It's also Nitya. Nitya Nityana. Chetana Siddhanana. Eko Bahunam Javidadhati Kaman Upanishad says. Is Nitya. Nitya means what? Eternal. You cannot say it was not before, now it emanates. Now it originates.
But still it says Eko Bahushyam, the one became many.
One becomes many. Yes.
So it means at one point in time, no? Eko Bahushyam. He was one, he became
When he wanted that. Eko Bahushyam. Yes. It became many. That means expansion. It's called, we can call in English expansion.
eternal.
All are eternal. You understand? Expansion.
Because the further speculation on that tata
Then
is that
Krishna has two types of expansion, Swansa and Vilinansa. All are eternal.
further speculation on that tata, that this tata is actually Brahma Jyoti.
No, it's not speculation.
Then the question linked to that also is, it is said that we are conditioned souls. We are fallen from above. Now some people say we are fallen from the Jyoti. Some say we are fallen from Krishna Loka. Some from Vaikuntha.
That is debatable point, question. We are going to, the research papers are there. Research, and we are discussing, some paper will come out.
I think you mentioned that from Krishna Loka one cannot come down.
Where it is mentioned somewhere?
No, but you mentioned like that.
No, it says so Shastra.
That from Krishna Loka only Nityasiddhas come down to preach. And then you said that Brahma Jyoti you cannot fall because it's already fallen position.
Brahma Jyoti? How? Yes. Arya Kutsenam Param Tatam Papandiyata. Anatata Sunandhaya. Those are not accepted your lotus feet, not taken shelter at your lotus feet, they fall down. Next verse says, Nastavaka Kuchit Varsyanti. Next verse says, but Tavaka, those who are very dear to you and completely taking shelter at your lotus feet, they never fall down.
So that leaves no Brahma Jyoti, no Krishna Loka, that leaves Vaikuntha.
From Brahma Jyoti falls down.
But you don't fall down from Brahma Jyoti. I mean, Brahma Jyoti is already fallen position.
Yes. A conditioned soul may go up to that. Brahma Jyoti.
And fall from there.
And fall to it.
And so it leaves Vaikuntha Loka where you say that love, prema is sankuchita, not completely pure. So
But nobody falls down from Vaikuntha. Jadgattana nivartante tadhana paramam mama.
That is Krishna Loka, no?
What is all spiritual abode?
Then Then where do we come from?
You say, come from? We are always there. Where to come from?
But before to be fallen, Anadi Bhairumukha, before to be, it's Anadi because it is so long.
Anadi means what?
So long.
No, you cannot trace out its origin. That's Anadi. That has no origin is Anadi. No Adi, Anadi. Anadi Radi Govinda Sarva Karanam Karanam. Krishna is Anadi. Huh? Then can trace out Krishna's origin, Adi.
But I always understood that this Anadi for us means, since it has been so long, time immemorial, then it's like almost eternal. But still, we fell from somewhere. We have fallen from somewhere.
That is debatable point, I say. And where research papers are there, and that will be debated, and some. And Srila Prabhupada said, don't bother your head on this point. At last he says this.
Yeah. Because that question, when we preach, that always comes up again and again. But you explain that we have nice relationship with Krishna. If it is so nice, why did we go? So that always comes that question.
Yeah, that question comes. Therefore I say, always there. Jivas are eternal, they are always there in material world and in spiritual world. You understand? Nitya Baddha, Nitya Mukta. Eh? What Acharyas have said, you have to accept that thing, isn't it? They are the authorities. Why you try to become some new authority and give some new philosophy? No. You are not authority. We just follow. Maharaja we are followers. We are not authority. We quote the authority. Understand? Nitya Bodha, Nitya Mukta. And third type is Bodha Mukta. You understand? He was Bodha, condition, then became Mukta, is Bodha Mukta. No Acharya have said, no Shastra has said Mukta Bodha. First he was Mukta, then became Bodha. Where it is said. Then that will be fourth type. If you fall from Vaikuntha, then you become Mukta Bodha. Is there any conditioned souls in Vaikuntha?
No.
No. Then when you are Mukta, then you fall down, you become conditioned, become Bodha. Then you become fourth category, Mukta Bodha. But no such mention in any Shastra, no Acharya have said that. So,
then we are Nitya Bodha.
Nitya Bodha. And Nitya Bodha can be Bodha Mukta. Yes.
But it is said it is due to misuse of independence.
Yes. And when you misused, that cannot be traced out. Acharyas are silent on that point. Why are you bothering your head? Stick tight. Chant Hare Krishna. Make a life. Go back home. Don't waste time. You understand?
Because there are some puzzling statements.
Yeah. Therefore, they said, don't bother your head. Srila Prabhupada at last said, don't bother your head about this. He gave that logic. Crow and tal fruit logic. Crow and tal fruit logic. Kakotaliyo nyaya.
Achha.
That logic. Tal fruit, palm fruit. You understand? Palm tree is there, palm fruits, big fruit. You understand? One crow came, sat down, and fruit fell down. The logician said, as the crow sits, so fruit falls. But that's not true logic. The tal fruit is so tightly, you understand, fast by the sitting of the crow, it will never fall down. The time of falling is there, is time factor, and at the same time, strange coincidence. Crow sat down and that fell down. They say, oh, that kakaliyo nyaya. And Prabhupada said, don't bother your head in this logic. Don't bother. Yes.
Because Prabhupada was saying originally we were all Krishna conscious living entities.
Yes.
Therefore, it's like it gives a hint. But
Yes. Already you are eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Then what you are?
Krishna conscious.
Krishna conscious. Because consciousness is covered up. Is the question only this thing?
And Bharadacharya, he said that this whole thing is lila of Krishna.
Oh yeah, maybe like this.
That Pushtiman, Bharadacharya, he speaks like that.
It's whole. In that category, that means it is what you say? Material. Prakruta. You understand? Prakruta, yeah. What you say Krishna? Yeah. Means it's all transcendental. Nothing related to Krishna is material. You understand? Everything related to Krishna is transcendental. Nothing is material. Material means external. Bahaya. External energy. What do you say? External energy? Bahiranga. You understand? Bahiranga Shakti. Krishna has thrown it up. You understand? We give this example. Nirmo of a snake. You understand? That example Acharya just gave. Nirmo of a snake. The snake throws up some very thin skin, throws up. So this external energy, Maya, is like that, is thrown up. Dure avasthit. And Krishna is not in touch with that. Karana Sagar Maya Parasite Nare. Maya is far away from Karana Sagar, Kajal Ocean. You see? Maya cannot touch Kajal Ocean. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it says. And Krishna only glances over her, lying in Karana Sagar. Isn't it? Kajal Ocean only glances. Thereby he makes the material energy impregnated. Detail described in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Jai and Vijay, they're not Mukta Badal.
No, they are associates.
Muktas.
Associates of Lord Vishnu.
But they become Asura.
That is Krishna's will. Lord Vishnu will come and fight. Manifest some Leela.
That is Leela.
That's Leela. They are not conditioned. Prabhupada mentioned clearly. You read Prabhupada books.
Jai and Vijay. Also they became so big demons.
Yes, that's Krishna's will. That's Krishna's will. Krishna will manifest his Leela and enact with his own men, own associates.
Although they were harassing all the saintly people and everything.
Yes, because they are demons.
Cynthia.
You cannot conceive of it, inconceivable. Because you have material mind, how can you conceive of the transcendental thing? Achintya khalujima avanastu tarkena dvojait. Which is inconceivable thing, you don't add any logic to it. Just accept it. You understand? Yeah.
You said that there are two results by chanting Hare Krishna. They are Mukhya and Guna. Guna and Mukhya.
So Gour means the Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. And the Mukhya result is
Prema.
the fifth one.
Prema.
Prema, yeah, prema. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught us how that by chanting Hare Krishna one can achieve
Prema.
prema.
Oh.
So one achieved prema.
Oh.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to in the Madhu and prema and relationship of that prema. They are. He said he made 4: Dasya, Vatsalya,
Four.
That's exactly.
Sari Bhava Bhakti Janatsa.
Yes, but
He discarded Santa.
yes, and then
Dasya.
yes,
Sakhya Vatsalya Madhurya.
Madhurya.
Yes.
So, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give the last one because in everything is others are included in the last one.
In the last one.
If someone is chanting Hare Krishna, they follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he does one, the last one. He said, I don't care about the last one. I made it globe. I only dasya attitude or second attitude.
Yes.
So you can do that's all right?
You see. Well, in the last one, everything is included. You understand? And so, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya. There is some sort of love is there. You don't think that there is no love at all. There is love is there. But it's complete in Mahadurya. You understand? Complete in Mahadurya. It's full. And that's your Sakhya, Vatsalya. Love is there. Do you think it's minus love? No.
So being the follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself came to give that the best one, the last Madhurya.
If one gets the last one, he gets everything. Dasya is there, Sakhya is there, Vatsalya is there. It includes everything.
So we should aspire for
But that last one, so that's where that is the highest one. Supreme perfection. You understand? That's the highest one. If you cannot achieve that thing, you may be in this category. That is our relationship is there. If you have Dasya relationship, or Sakhya relationship, or Vatsalya relationship, or Madhurya relationship. You understand?
So,
And these are eternal relationships.
so you cannot choose if it's eternal. If you're Das, you cannot be in Madhurya. If you're in Dasya.
No, what is your relationship, you will be in that relationship. What happened?
So he says, when he asks that you should aim for Madhurya, and then you say that, but we already have a relationship. It's already set.
Yes, but what relationship is eternal relationship, and you have that relationship. But you don't know, you have forgotten that thing. But gradually, when you make advancement, it will reveal what relationship you have.
So you may try for Madhurya, but that is not your relationship automatically.
You see, you can't understand the subtle things. You just take the question of love. That no love, Dasya means without love.
No, I mean, no, I understand that, but
Yes.
What I mean to say, when he asks, should you aspire for Madhurya Ras? And then you say yes, but after you say, but you already have a rasa, so it may not be Madhurya Ras.
Yes. If you have that in that also, you will remain in that also. What happens?
So one should not aspire automatically for Madhurya Ras, if that's not one's right.
What is your eternal relationship will be in that relationship.
Still we should aim for that top one. Still we should aim for Madhurya Ras. That's what we ask.
That percentage of madhurya only you get in remaining your own rasa. You understand? But Krishna has everything. You understand? Supreme Lord has everything. He has dasya, dasas, and sakhas also, and parents also, and kantas also. You understand? So, what is your relationship? You will be in that relationship. And Mahaprabhu gave the highest thing. You understand? Oh, Mahaprabhu gave the highest thing, highest one. Oh, nobody gives us thing. Only Gauravatar he gave. The Mahabodhanya avatar. Most munificent incarnation.
So, before that, some bhaktas like Prahlad Maharaj and Lord Brahma, they got that bhakti, came back when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down. They incarnate themselves to get that love of God. And before that, they were bhaktas.
Brahmara Durlabha Prema Savakari, that's it. It's Durlabha in part of Brahma, isn't it, Maharaj? Yeah. So when Mahaprabhu came, Brahma came. Now its opportunity is there, I'll get it. You understand?
So if now, for example, I don't know my internal relationship with Krishna being a conditional soul. So that relationship, suppose, is a Sakya or Dasya relationship. But now, because I know Lord Govinda has come to give the best one, let me strive, let me endeavor to get that the last one. But my internal relationship with Krishna is Dasya. Can I get that the last one, even though I'm...
You are so dull-headed fellow. Why don't you think in Dasya that you have no love? I say it repeatedly. Love is there. Yeah. You'll get that love. And that's pure love. It's not impure love. and everything is there. Dasas are there. Friends, sakhas are there. And parents are there. And kantas are there. All are eternal there. Isn't it, Maharaj? Is not a thing only all will be kanta. No such thing. If your relation is das, you will remain in das and that based on pure love.
That's all prem.
All prem.
So he's not giving just Madhurya Prem, that's what he's asking.
But he's giving the highest, which includes everything. It includes everything. In other incarnation, never gives the highest. This is the question only.
You said we should perform our devotional service favorably. And when you said favorably, you meant that means the mood of the surrender of the gopis.
You have said that we should serve favorably. Favorably. And that favorably is the mood of surrender of the gopis.
So that's a relationship with Madhurya Ras.
So that's Madhurya Ras?
Madhurya Ras. That means as gopis love Krishna so much that even they are prepared to go to hell also. You understand? They are also prepared to go to hell. Alas, later on, Krishna will be happy. You understand? Similarly, if you are Das, you should be also prepared, go to hell. Let me go to hell, let my master be happy.
It means in the mood of the gopis, not automatically nadrasa.
What is that? Huh?
Ideal case always is ideal. That doesn't necessarily mean rarest case you all of you can easily get. But Krishna can do anything and everything. If he likes, make you deserve. Just like Shamananda's case. He was actually not in that rasa.
No.
But it so happened that something happened, that story I forgot, then they decided among themselves, all right, you can change, you can. How many do you think? In millions. One Sharam Sahasreshri.
Rare cases.
Yes.
Rare.
Very rare. Plus the chance, the scope is there for anybody and everybody. Now if you deserve, like Krishna thinks, yes. What do you do? Yes, what?
That's very rare cases. So why you are thinking of these things?
Yeah.
Better be in your rasa. Very, 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 very rare. Rarest. See? Rarest.
You are aspiring something else.
It should be used in that sphere. There should be always dissatisfaction. Then you can make advancement.
Just Pingala is the frustration.
Yes.
That's prostitution.
No, I mean,
Frustration is the highest satisfaction. How many of us can think that? Frustration is the highest satisfaction. How can
Nirasha.
the highest level?
Yeah, nirasha.
Yes.
Asahi, nirasha, parama sukha. Yes. Therefore, in that sphere, there should be always said, no. I can't get. I've got nothing. How can I get more? Always there. Then, great. Oh, I have got. Finish.
What was that case, Mark, that Madhavendra Puri was like that? She was expressing Dina Dayatranath.
Mathuranath.
Like that. And his disciple one say, oh, why you are crying for this or this? Yes. He said, you are fool, Lama, get out.
Yeah.
You can understand. You can tell them.
Yeah, they cannot understand.
There's no.
Because that is a question of Vipralambha bhava. And Mahaprabhu's bhajan lila is always in Vipralambha bhava. Vipralambha bhava. Separation, Vira bhava. That's Mahaprabhu's bhajan.
Is that what is like saying, like frustration or no?
Dissatisfaction. Sunyaitam jagat sarva Govinda virahenam. You feel like that.
Also the Goswamis,
Yeah.
praying Goswami asked her, they're saying, where is Krishna, this, that. They never say, I have got Krishna.
No.
But they know Krishna, yes.
Yeah.
But still they're saying.
Sunyaitam jagat sarva Govinda virahenam. Huh? Whole world, everything seems to be empty. No Krishna. I can't see Krishna, find Krishna. Govinda viraha.
So even on the highest level, we won't be happy. We'll be transcendentally unhappy.
What is that happiness?
Transcendentally unhappy.
Your happiness is material happiness you think of. If you speak of happiness, then material. You understand? In Virabha, in mode of separation, there is always Virabha. You understand?
Transcendental unhappiness.
Unhappiness always. Cry. I cannot get. Alas, what shall I do? First part of the day, passed on, second part passed on, third part passed on, fourth part passed on. Oh, I can find what shall I do? Then what is that? Then that's Narottam Das Thakur says, Kenaba Chaipan Kisukolopia, Narottam Das Nagalomaria. Kisukolopia. For what happiness? For what pleasure? I shall I survive it? It is better to die. I cannot get it. You understand? And this mood of death is the highest pleasure. Is the festival. I say Mahotsav, great festival. Great festival. You cannot think of all these things. So tiny break, condition, material sphere, I can think of all these things. You understand? When he says, oh, then what is this? When that Kalakuta Bisa is there, so that is now will be of some help for me now. I'll take that Kalakuta Bisa poison and finish myself. Yes, it's very subtlest things you should not bother on these things. First, only basic principles. You are in primary class.
Otherwise, if we think of that, we think, is this what I'm getting trained for? Better I run away. You mean I will always be crying?
Just make yourself elevated. And automatically, that will reveal, it's questionable revelation. You understand? And you cannot understand all these things in this stage, in what stage you are, what level you are. You understand? 2 and 2 is called 4. Let's accept this thing. And how and why, you cannot understand now. Higher mathematics class, when will be promoted to the higher mathematics class, then that will be explained. This is a principle. Aligned? Yes.
Switch it off. I think. I've got to. Is it off or on? Right, there's a couple of far out ones. These are small ones, but they're interesting. One time in Bhubaneswar, this is Guru Maharaj was there in his hut, and this yogi came to see him. I don't know if you heard this story, but a yogi came to see him, and of course he was like a mystic, but he was also Mayavadi as well. So he came and he started challenging Maharajas, challenging the personal philosophy and lots of Chinese philosophy. So Maharaj defeated this yogi, but he was really angry. This guy was, he was like, as Prabhupada was saying, he defeated him. So then, later that afternoon, a scorpion came into Maharaj's room, a big scorpion, bit him on the leg. And it was like a heavy scorpion, one of these ones that kills you, Yeah. And so he got, he was affected for a couple of hours, and he recovered. He just became normal after a couple of hours. And then they found the scorpion dead. Same scorpion had died. They found it just, Guru Maharaj recovered and they found the scorpion and died. And Maharaj said that this scorpion was actually the yogi. It came out of envy. He'd actually taken the form of a scorpion and killed him out of envy. And bit him out of envy to killing this yogi. It was a pretty strange coincidence. He came in the afternoon, bit him, and then they found it dead in the evening. So the yogi came to bite him out of envy as a scorpion. And then there was another story that I got this from Nimai, and Guru Maharaj told him this one personally. When Guru Maharaj was going to leave his family members, they all started harassing him. His cousins, his uncles, his brothers, his wife, and so many were crying, the women were crying, the guys were heaving him out. He shouldn't leave his family, financial trouble and this and the other. But he was determined to leave, so they all were pestering him, but he said no, and he made his mind up. So the morning that he was leaving, one old woman came up to him in a white sari, and she said, you're going? You're going to leave your family? And he said, yes. I said, yes. She said, you are the only one that I'm going to let go. She said that. You're the only one I can let go. And then she went to this old woman, and Guru Maharaj said, this was actually Maya. Really came as in the form of an old woman. Said that, really, you're the only one I can let go. Right. So that was actually the material energy personified. Said she was going to release him, you know. Hey, that's what he's talking about. The other bits of information I got are highly confidential, right? Really? I got them. I didn't even get them from Nimai Pandit. I got them from another source that I can't disclose.
I will vow that I won't even mention it. I know
if
it.
anybody ever,
Yes.
or anybody else, if Nimai Pandit ever gets hold of them, I'm finished. This was from another source though, not Nimai Pandit, but it was with Lagudi. You know Lagudi?
Mm.
He was the one that spent like 3 months with Guru Maharaj when he was sick.
Mm. Yeah, it's
Sick. So anyway, some interesting things. This is directly from the Guru, right? Without any exaggeration either. So it's a direct thing. He said, like Guru Maharaj first, he was getting real thin, you know, he wasn't eating, wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep. And his actually body weight went down to 36 kilos at one point. He was like extremely thin, you know? My wife extremely thin. But sometimes he would sleep for long periods and everybody thought he was sick, you know? They would want to get doctors for him. But he said sometimes he would, the good he could tell he was not in that consciousness, he was in another consciousness. And he said when he became extremely in trance, sometimes he would just, break into tears. He said sometimes he would just laugh for a long time. He said another times he would actually smash everything up in the room, you know? He'd actually start smashing things up. So we'd have to tie him down, because when he made a big noise, everybody was like, you know, coming to see what was happening. Thought he was possessed by a ghost. Yeah, he was possessed. So Lagudi actually, quite a few times, actually tie him hand and foot, you know, and gag him as well. They'd actually tie him hand and foot and gag him. And then sometimes he said he would be so strong, his body was so thin, but it would be so strong it would actually take like 3-4 men just to hold him down. So he just couldn't, he had the strength of like 6 men, you know. And he would, like extreme moods. Then in some very extreme moods, he said he would see his body changing. He actually see his physical body changing colour, you know, going blue. He said he's seen his body go white, completely white, and then also blue. And his body go blue colour. Really? And then he said he's seen his body change completely into the form of a goat. Really? He said he could actually see the physical body changing. So it was changing into a very beautiful form. And sometimes his body would go through transformations. Mind blowing, huh?
But he's really
and then they called him. It was on the recommendation of Bhakti Swami. And he said there's nothing wrong with him. He's bad. It's going to mature very quickly into Krishna Prem. He's like on that border. It'll mature into Krishna Prem. Mm-hmm. And then he'll either and they brought in this other Kaviraj. He was also called, I think Krishnadas Kaviraj he was called. It was Krishnadas Bhakti. There's two. Can't see him. Both like the second because of Prabhupada. One was an actual Kaviraj though, and he treated Prabhupada personally. Yeah. And this Kaviraj, he said the same thing. So he's actually in Bhav. There's nothing wrong with him. And he'll actually mature to Krishna Prem. And then he'll either leave his body or he'll actually step down and become a Acharya. He said step down and become a Acharya. Okay. He said there's nothing wrong with him. And then sometimes devotees will look in to see in his room and things like that. And Jayapataka Swami, he used to order a doctor. He said, no, he's sick, we should get a doctor, you know. He was always insisting that it was sickness, you know, and the doctor should be called and stuff. So there was others that knew it wasn't. So Swami also. He knew that it wasn't just a sickness. And also, Bhakti Swami asked him, he said sometimes he was just like a madman. He said he was like a madman. So Bhakti Swami once approached him. He wanted to ask him about what Prabhupada had said about who was the next Acharya. So he said Bhakti Swami approached him to ask this question.
He asked Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj?
No, Guru Maharaj. He had some idea that he knew something, you know. So, and Guru Maharaj was just getting really angry, you know, and screamed, saying, why are you disturbing my service to Krishna? Why are you coming here disturbing like this? Go away, disturbing my service to Krishna. So he sent him away a couple of times, and one time he asked him, and he said, he just shouted, no one. I said, no one will be the Acharya. But he kept on asking. That's enough for now. I can't think. If I think of any others.
You know others.
No, I don't. That's as much. That's as much I can remember, honestly, at the moment. About the Gour. But he heard that personally from Lagudi. He was speaking to Lagudi, and Lagudi told him this. He didn't even tell Nimai Pandit that, actually. But he did tell Nimai Pandit about the, you know?
Yeah.
Different forms, and tying him up and things like that. Lagudi actually told him that he see the physical form changing to the form of a devotee. Very beautiful. He said it was an incredibly beautiful form he would take. His body would transform like that sometimes. He said he was just like in a room where sometimes he would have to gag him up and tie him up, and so for 3 months he was like that, you know. Then he just took him away back to Bhubaneswar. And he said sometimes he got out of the room as well. Sometimes he got out. And he said whenever he got out of the room, he was just the first person he would see, he would just fold under that and stay down, you know. And then everybody would see would pay obeisances to him and fall out. Everybody, without discrimination, just under that. And he would just stay there. And then they just have to carry him back to his room, you know. So a lot of devotees were talking, but yes, you know. And then this one other thing, this Kinshana, not Krishna Das Babaji, the other one, the Kaviraj, he actually commented that he said he's a Mahabhagavat, his personality is a Mahabhagavat. He said it's very amazing, it's very wonderful because it's a very great credit to Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he said, that he has a Mahabhagavat disciple. To have such a disciple is a very great credit, he said.
Yes, sure.
And they were thinking that all his disciples are out of it.
Yeah.
He said it's a very great credit he has a Mahabhagavat disciple. This person's undoubtedly a Mahabhagavat. Said that as well as, I remember something else now. Bhagavat Das, this Bhagavat Das, right? Sure. Back in Bhubaneswar, he had some figured out that he wasn't a normal person, you know. He wasn't ordinary. This is actually coming directly from Lagudi. Lagudi was there, Bhagavat was there, Guru Maharaj and a few others. But Bhagavat had some understanding he wasn't an ordinary person. So he was trying to check him out. He was trying to check out who is this person, you know. So he actually was getting astrology charts done for him, Bhagavat. Yeah. Yeah, this? No, I hadn't heard it. So he had a few astrology charts done. One guy went to see him, astrologer, and said, "Who is this person?" And he looked at his chart, worked it all out. He said, "Actually, this is it's Brihaspati. This is an ordinary person." He said, "This person is Brihaspati. This is the spiritual master of the demigods." This Baba, he didn't know who he was or anything about him. Just looked at his chart and said, "It's Brihaspati." And then another one said something different. He was a Vaishnava, this other one, Vaishnava astrologer. And he looked at his chart and he said, "This is Bhaktivedanta Thakur." Yeah. Isn't that incredible? Yeah. And he also had some other charts done as well, but I don't know. Nimai Pandit's going to try and get in touch with him. But at the time Bhagavat was doing that, trying to get charts of the planet where he was, you know. But there was two. One said he was Brihaspati. The other one said Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Pretty far.
Well, I can believe Bhaktivedanta Thakur one.
I can believe the Brihaspati one as well.
Well, Brihaspati is not a gopi though.
No, Brihaspati came in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Yeah. But does he have Mandarikon?
I don't know actually.
Bhaktivedanta definitely does.
Yeah, Bhaktivedanta does. Yeah. But see, it's not uncommon that somebody can be two personalities, you know, like empowered by one and, you know, or an answer of another. But I know, I just found it a strange coincidence. Maharaj is always, whenever he talks Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Leela, which is the Leela that he speaks the most about. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
He's always singing Bhaktivedanta songs. Yeah, I mean, listen, but I often, you know, since I've been in the shed, I often kind of look at him and think he reminds me a lot of Bhaktivedanta, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even just as a physical appearance, it's
a fact. Could be. Yeah. I think those are two different genuine astrology charts. Like, said that.
Even you know that photograph I worship on the altar of him. that looks exactly like it's the thing, the chair.
Really, right, yeah.
So, yeah, I can remove it. I can
Robert also said about this place here in Mayapur. He said once, if you establish a center here for all the different Vaishnavas, like if you fulfill that prediction in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and that every West people from all over the world will come here and chant, dance, sing this and the other, and you'll come to person come and deliver you all. So said that there is a personally come and deliver you. You heard that before. So Mahamuni he told that to me. So Prabhupada had said that. I never knew that. Prabhupada said back then, it's like, oh, personally come and deliver you.
Did you know about the astrologer chant?
No, I never told him that. He knows something. He knows something that Nimai Pandit told him that he got personally from the Gudi. When Nimai Pandit made him stand in front of the deities and vow never to tell anybody. So Mahamuni's like this, like dying to tell somebody, He's dying to tell somebody, but he hasn't done.
Maybe we should take him to my dentist and get him to say no. This is the Lord, mate. He probably wouldn't say it in front of God.
It may even be the same things that I just told you, actually. Well, it's the only thing, unless Nimai Pandit's come. Anyway.
Yeah, I was talking to Nimai about, getting, he said he's no way to let me listen to it. So what I'm going to do, either when Guru Maharaj comes to England or maybe next time I come here, I'm going to prostrate myself before him and say, please Guru Maharaj, please allow me to listen to these things, And then I said, I make a vow to you that I won't even tell anyone that I've heard these things. So I just want to hear them.
I'm just going to say that you. It's a Guru Maharaj. Right.
So I can get from the information, so I can burn in my tapes. But I won't even tell anyone that I've listened to them.
See, Guru Maharaj doesn't even know that Nimai's got all that information, Because Guru Maharaj didn't tell him that very much personally, Nimai Pandit. He wasn't very inclined towards doing it, just glorifying himself. So most of the information came from others. But it was like verified in little things that Maharaj said, were expanded on by the devotees. He said the book he's going to publish just a brief book, not everything in there.
Yeah.
He's just going to publish a book. But then, in the future, if Maharaj is more recognized, it's going to just whack the whole lot out, just do the whole lot.
Yeah.
His life story is amazing, So many amazing things, right from his childhood. Even the story of the deities, having deities and so many things.
Like?
The story of the Gopal deity, how he came from Vrindavan?
I don't know how he came.
You don't know? Maharaj told me this personally. I thought you knew. It's about it. So you've seen a picture of the Gopal deity, it's a small Gopal deity. So I was sitting with him one night, having like an 8 darshan before anybody was here. And he was telling me about things he used to do when he was a boy in his house, and father's house. And he used to go to the temple, worship the deity, and have kirtan every morning, every evening. And he used to read the Bhagavatam, and he had a little room just for Bhagavatam, lit up by bee wicks or something. And he used to read the Bhagavatam every night. He used to skip school and stuff like that. And he was saying he used to chant before this deity, Gopal deity. He said the Gopal deity used to love the kirtan very much, and he said that's why the deity came. I wrote it to you in a letter.
Yeah, right.
It's the whole story. I wrote it in a letter. Yeah, so that's the same story. I came from Vrindavan with the sadhu, carried him in his bag.
So, right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And Gopal Giri, he was in Puri, and that was his great-great-grandfather. So he was born in the Giri family.
Yeah.
And the story of the fellow offering the bananas to the deity, you know that one? That was his grandfather, actually. His grandfather used to stories. Then his grandfather had 2 sons and 1 daughter. So one of his uncles was also a great devotee. Another uncle was not serious. He wasn't really a devotee. Then the daughter. So the daughter was his mother, Guru Maharaj's mother. He came in the Giri side is his maternal side. He was the son of that daughter. And the other uncle, the devotee uncle, he's left his body. And there's only the other uncle left. So me and my partner interviewed him recently, went to Guru Maharaj's place and interviewed him.
When, just now?
Yeah, 1 week ago. He interviewed Guru Maharaj's ex-wife, cousins and things like that.
You're speaking English? Sorry.
No, Chaitanya Chandra went. They found out a few things. The wife told him an interesting story. and you might find it. How they were, when Guru Maharaj was practicing, like leaving his family, he used to go on pilgrimage sometimes. So he took his wife to, I think it was Rishikesh, somewhere up that way. And when they got off the bus, there was like a big bustling crowd, And so Guru Maharaj turned to his wife and said, "I've just bumped into Krishna." Now, it sounds a bit odd actually, but this is what he said to his wife. "I just bumped into Krishna." She said, "It's in a bustling crowd, when they got right up, just after they got off the bus." And his wife just didn't believe him, And he said, "Look," and he showed this mark on his dhoti, and he had the mark of like cow dung or something on your dhoti. He said Krishna was with a calf, and the calf rubbed against his dhoti. He's left this mark on my dhoti. And he said his wife didn't take it very seriously, but he said that to his wife. He said, Krishna, Krishna was there with a calf, and he just bumped right into him. His wife told that story. That's what he said to his wife. She said she didn't believe him at the time, but he did have a mark on his dhoti with it. And then he asked her, "When did you realize that your husband wasn't an ordinary person?" She said, "Around about this time, actually, around about the same time as that. So many different things happened, and I started to realize he wasn't an ordinary person, and then he left. 1 year later, he left." Yes. Swami probably knows some good stories as well. He was, when he was 12 years old, he was in Guru Maharaj's school. Student. Guru Maharaj was 19 years. He was teaching at 19 years. Guru Maharaj was teaching at 19, 20, and Swami was 13 in his class. So he's known him for like so long. Once, when he actually left his family to take sannyas, he wasn't really in contact with any established Vaishnava organizations, Vaishnava family and whatnot, but no institutes. He wanted to take sannyas. So he started getting into the Divine Life Mission, the Divine Life Mission. So you've heard this, have you? No. So they're Mayavadis, basically. But he didn't know of any, established bona fide Vaishnavas. But he knew of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, so he thought, I'll get in the Divine Life Mission and I'll take sannyas from them. And then I'll just preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. Like Lord Chaitanya, take a Mayavad initiation. So that was his idea. He was going to take Mayavad initiation and go out and preach, boldly preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. That was his idea. So he was into the Divine Life Mission at some point in time. But then he realized it was too far off, too far out. So then he started traveling and finally went to Vrindavan. That was his idea at one point, actually. Take Mayavad sannyas, like Lord Chaitanya. There must be an endless mine in there. Well, this book's going to be incredible, actually. So many things. It's coming out on his Vyasa. Yeah, he's going to try and get the abridged version of the Vyasa. He said he's going to have quite an extensive section, even in that one, about the Guru's experiences with Guru Maharaj. Not everything. So some things you just can't put in there. Make people's hair curl completely. The dopey ones certainly below. Yeah, you can't put that one. Are they even the different colours? Or the yes. Or the astrological chart about back to the node. Can't get that one. Or the Brihashpati. They said something you can put in. Scorpion stuff like that. Yeah. That's fine. Scorpion stories are nice. Guru Maharaj said that. He said the yogi was so envious. Such an envious person became Scorpion. Out of envy. And he also told another story of envy about a scorpion. There's a story. There's one. It's like one of these Jatak tales, It's like one of those tales. Like there was about envy. So there's a scorpion, and he wanted to get across a river. It was a big river. On the horse. No, it's a frog, actually. So anyway, the way he told it was a frog. So he approached the frog and said, Mr. Frog, it's a big river. I've got to get to the other side. I've got no means, so please take me. I'll get on your back and you take me across. And the frog said, forget it. Oh, well, you'll sting me. You'll sting me and I'll die. And then the scorpion said, don't be ridiculous. If I'm on your back and I sting you, you die. I'll drown. Yeah. I'll drown. So the frog said, okay, get on then, I'll take you across. Begged him and he took him across. And he got halfway and the scorpion stung him. Frog died, scorpion drowned.
Yeah.
So that's envy.
Yeah. Scorpions nature this too.
There's another story like that, isn't there?
Yeah, the horse
Similar
one.
one, eh? With a horse, scorpion and a horse.
Yeah, same story with scorpion and horse. So I think Bhagwan used to say it.
Yeah.
But
He just couldn't resist him. Couldn't resist stinging him.
yeah,
It's his nature. Even though he didn't want to, he knew he'd drown, he just had to sting him, you know?
yeah.
He stung him.
Yeah. I think this is the arrangement of the Lord. I heard that there wasn't going to be a darshan until like when I was over at the house,
Yeah.
and then I thought, well, I might as well come anyway, you know, and see if anything's
I
happening.
heard a few things when I was there. It was quiet, and I got a few snippets of information. I did a little research
Yeah.
here and there as well. Also, Jagat Tati told me, because he spent a few weeks with Lagodi.
Yeah.
And he used to get, hi. No, that's as much as I can remember. Honestly, it is. I've got no, you know, I'm into selling people that.
I think you've been darshan tonight.
No, tonight. Well, there's some extra meeting going on for a long time. Tonight, yeah. Get up. Baba. Must have been incredible though.
Yeah.
The Guru was with him like his brahmachari servant. It was like the sannyasi who was a brahmachari. Spent 3 months. 3 months here and 1 month in. Bhubaneswar.
But the Goody must be a real special person, isn't it? So like revealed to him.
Yes.
There you go.
Not an ordinary person. The devotees, they reckon, is like.
Have a good time.
Yeah, they'll never do it. Maharaja said that as well. They reckon it's like. Some people just think he's mad. A lot of people think he's mad, you know?
Yeah.
Because he just can't explain his activities. Like it. I'd like to actually meet him. Yes, he's back to bed. He's back to bed. Jagat Patti, nobody can live with him as well. Jagat Patti lived with him for about 5 months though. Probably just in a separate room. He was sick. People can't live with him usually, he's too wild. Too wild. He said if I can ever do, he said he's not very suchi. He doesn't like follow the standards of cleanliness and things like that. He said when he starts talking to you, he can preach for hours and hours and hours. He said he stood one night, the Guru just started speaking to Jagat Patti. And he said he preached to him for 8 hours, like full on, you know? 8 hours? He said he timed it on his watch, it was 8 hours, just forgot about eating, sleeping, everything.
Yeah.
I said it was even raining.
Yes, that's like,
Yeah. And it was outside, it's like, you know, just standing up, you know, it's like a casual start of a casual thing. He says for 8 hours, imagine that.
yeah.
And they have a saying on the farm that if you want to get anything done, don't speak to Lagudi. It's like, you know, the joke like that. Just once you start speaking to somebody, I said, you're saying, Jagat saying when he preaches, it's actually, it's got a lot of potency as well. There's a lot of Shakti there. Yeah. He said, he was sitting in his room with Lagudi one night. Lagudi lives right down the back of the farm somewhere in a shack, you know, next to a swamp.
Yeah.
And he just takes a bath in the creek, you know.
Yeah.
And then he walks across the swamp to Mangalani. Something like that. Every day. So he said his sadness like, okay. But he doesn't not like great cleanliness standards or anything. Keeps the cat with him, he cuddles it, crushes it, you know. Squeezes it, makes it squeal and things. They said one night he was sitting in the Gudi's hut and they were just talking about something. And he said that this he said this huge, you know, one of these big lizards? You get these big lizards like
Monitor lizard.
like real big lizard with it. He said just came walking into the shed, you know, the Gudi's shack, right on the floor, this huge lizard.
Yeah.
Like, huge thing, 5 feet long.
Yeah.
And he's just freaking out. The Gudi was this way, so he couldn't see it. And he said, what's the problem? It's actually dangerous things. They got claws, you know, they could kill people. The Gudi turned and said, oh, that's, yeah, he comes in all the time. He comes in all the time. But an eyelid about it. Jagat Patti was like freaked out completely. All the time. Then the Guru said, I think he came in once and killed a cat I used to have before, you know. So, you know, he must have damaged it, then the cat crawled under the hut and died. He said he comes in all the time. Give him somebody to eat, you know, it went, it's not like it. Just, anyway, it just went, the thing went, anyway, came in, went. I'd like to meet him, though.
Yeah.
So see if you can get some stories of Maharaja.
Yeah, it'd be nice to find out what his chance is. But it's difficult to find someone that's qualified to do it. Right?
Yeah.
It's interesting, the popular connection. Very interesting. It's Kamala Manjari, isn't it? Kamala?
Yeah. Kamala Manjari.
So, little does Garada Pran know that on his altar is that picture. Guru Maharaj. Yeah. What's his name?
Swami.
Yeah.
No, Niranja?
Niranja. He looks a bit like
Yeah, that's
What does he look like?
there's one girl in South Africa. Actually, she's part of Bhubaneswar, looks like him.
He looks a bit like, there's a few people. Apparent consideration, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's true.
On every subject, particularly on Guru Tattva.
Yeah.
So he preaches Guru Tattva, strongly preaches the apparent consideration of Tattva. Like if you listen to those Australia tapes, he just repeats those things right through. And the other one he repeats, simplicity is Vaishnava.
Yeah.
Speak them simple, give up the crookedness in the heart.
Yeah, it's true.
Those Australian tapes are very nice. But he's just repeating those things, simplicity is Vaishnava, give up your crookedness. Become serious in your spiritual life, you know. Because apatija.
This last year's one sentence a lot deeper.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Like this thing about
Quite different.
you know, like even his teaching on chanting Holy Name, like last year was the whole thing was, you know, surrounding Krishna and the pastimes when he chanted. He even said that. He said if you can't see that happening, so then at least look at a picture of Radha.
He said that.
Like a whole different thing. And this thing about Srimad Fran's saying in his book, basically, he says that Vaidhi and sadhana you do at the same time. No, Vaidhi and Vaidhi you do at the same time. So you point the sadhana, you don't stop it. So if you don't stop it, so if you only stop sadhana when you reach the part, you can stop it when you reach the part or something like that. Then you can stop the Vaidhi. He said otherwise it would go at the same time. And he's saying the thing is that, because he gave the example when I was talking to him, that it's like you're chanting your rounds. And it's actually very basic in a sense. He said you're chanting your rounds, and then your mind's thinking of something else. So you know, so the Vaidhi is there, you're chanting your rounds, that's the external thing. It has to be internal also, and that internal is the regular meditation and riding Krishna, when you're chanting your rounds, basically. This is what your mind is.
Can you artificially do that without being on the spontaneous platform? So what does he do? How does he do it?
I don't know.
Is he actually on the spontaneous platform?
I don't know. But I didn't actually, I just read through the book later actually get into it. I only got halfway anyway. But in the cycle it says just look at Krishna, saying and look at Krishna. That's actually what he said. It's actually what he said. So he's actually given the same. He's actually given that instruction, but he doesn't actually say it.
There's half the devotees in our movement don't even know anything about Raga.
Yeah, they think it's like really off things, massage thing.
It's actually our line, directly our line. We have to be there, we have to do that.
Yeah, there's actually one interesting thing. He quotes one song by Narottam son, I think it's Narottam Das in or Patapada, one of the two books. And he says, he quotes one song, and at the end of the song it says that it's all about Raga Bhakti. It says that if anyone finds some fault with this line of service, then he's condemned for something wrong, and he's like condemned and something like that. If anyone finds fault with Raga Bhakti, says they're condemned, something like that.
And then not to be able to get it or something.
Yeah, they're condemned.
Right. That's all I want. Back it back.
And it says that if
Otherwise, how can you maintain? You can't maintain just following.
Yeah, it's just
With no taste.
Yeah.
You've got to get some taste. Taste means raga. That's what it means. It means taste.
There's another one he quotes as well, where he says that if someone doesn't have a taste for hearing the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and the gopis, then it would be something like the advancement in the spiritual life is very much hampered or something like that. Stuff like that.
So taste also means it means the raga platform taste. You can't like a just a Vaidhi Jnani rag. It does no taste actually.
And he gives like the in the Sunday she got to go to read it. He gives like the level at which one should start. He says no butching thing, but also he says that one should have, if one has a desire, just even a slight desire to hear about Radha Krishna's pastimes, and they're more attracted to that than to Vrindavan, that kind of thing. So then actually they're eligible. He quotes one verse from Krishna, something like that, which says that. Then if they have the desire to hear Radha Krishna's pastimes, then they're eligible. So
What about Mahaprabhu's Leela?
yeah, same thing.
Same thing, right?
Yeah. If you actually have it, and he says loba, so greed.
Loba, yeah. Greedy. So you can't be greedy. Also, these things, they all apply to the spontaneous form. They don't.
And that's what Govinda said.
Like become greedy. So that means come to the spontaneous. Because then you're greedy for it.
But actually,
you can't be greedy for it when you're.
But actually, he's also saying in this book that raga doesn't even have to be it doesn't have to be spontaneous even. So it's right because the sadhana means it's practice, isn't it? Spontaneous is noted. But it's a sadhana. It can be formed as sadhana. Raga can be formed as sadhana. Yeah. So he's explaining that actually it doesn't even have to be spontaneous, but it will become spontaneous. And he's saying it's a lot. I can't remember exactly what the point is now. But he says if one that's right. There's another point. He says that if one follows just Vaidhi Bhakti, then before he actually gets a taste or something like that, then he gets to bhav. Or before he attains spontaneous devotion, he can only do it when he gets to bhav, something like that. He says, but raga Bhakti, one can practically one can very quickly develop, even in the early stages, one can develop something like that. But he's quoting, everything he's quoting is from the life notes, different ways. So and they read it, No, I know that. So go have a look and read it. It's nice. It's very interesting. And I'm personally not gonna. I'm not gonna alter what I'm doing because it just seems to be.
I'd like to get some kind of safe out of spiritual life.
This is some extra information on when Guru Maharaj was in Mayapur with the Buddhi. A few of the points I picked up. Mahamuni was saying that at that time, Daivtaka Maharaj thought that Guru Maharaj was inhabited by a ghost or something like that. Ghosts or some problem like that. And besides, the first person they called was a tantric yogi, one tantric. And then when he came to Guru Maharaj, he looked at Guru Maharaj and he said, I can do nothing about this. This is bhav. It's nothing to do with ghosts. It's nothing to do. I said, there's nothing I can do. And then after that came the Kaviraj and then Krishnadas Babaji. Also, even though these people said that it was bhav, these devotees said it was bhav, still, some of these other people, they didn't actually accept it. So he said that there was a group of about 11, I think it was, different Brahmins, and they all stood around Guru Maharaj, and they were doing something to try and drive away the ghost, and they all broke their Brahmin threads. The Buddha was the only one that didn't do it. But there was all these other people there, and they all stood around Guru Maharaj and said some mantras and broke their Brahmin threads to drive away the ghost or something like that. Which Mahamuni pointed out that everyone, all of the Brahmins who had done, so-called Brahmins who had done that, they've all fallen away. They've all left the society and fallen down due to their offense of thinking that Guru Maharaj is part of some ghost. Also, Chaitanya Chandra was relating that about Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj first used to visit him. He didn't actually visit him, but he used to visit. There's one fellow where Chaitanya Chandra used to work, who was with Srila Prabhupada, and he was doing something to help Guru Maharaj in the beginning. And so Guru Maharaj used to go and visit this person. 1 or 2 times he went to visit, I think, something like that. And he said Guru Maharaj is wearing these wooden peg shoes. And Chaitanya Chandra was thinking, who is this sannyasi who's walking here with these wooden peg shoes, making some big click-clop noise like that? He was saying, in this example. And also he's saying that originally Guru Maharaj, before his sickness, was very, very strict. He wouldn't let anyone serve him. And he was very staunch. Simply he would eat once in a day. He said actually he wouldn't eat or drink before doing his translating. After he'd done his translating, 1, 2 o'clock, then he would drink and eat. And he would only eat once in the daytime only. In the evening, maybe he'd take some water or juice or something like that. So Guru Maharaj wouldn't eat or drink anything until he'd done his translating. Also, Chaitanya was saying that when Guru Maharaj came from Europe in 1985, that when he came on the plane when he left Europe, he didn't have anything to eat. And what had happened was somehow or other the keys to his briefcase had been lost. So it was locked and he couldn't get his books to do the translating. So therefore he fasted all the way from Europe to India until finally he got to Bhubaneswar. And then the devotees somehow they broke open the briefcase, got out his books. Then he took the books, he did some translating, and then after done some translating, then he ate and drank. Like Guru Maharaj's sickness, when he came back from America in 1986, then he was very, very sick. It's like his whole body was poison. And everything was going wrong. Some doctors, they said it was a very strong kind of malaria. So then they gave him medicine, some very strong medicine. And the medicine was having some bad side effects. So then they gave Guru Maharaj some pills to take to counteract the side effects. But the pills somehow they contained some animal products, so then Guru Maharaj didn't take the pills. And so consequently he got sick, more and more sick. I don't know exactly what the details are of his illness. This also I've heard something to do with his bone marrow, and also his body is swollen because he had to take steroids or something, and so many different things I've heard, but exactly the details I don't know. Chaitanya was saying that when Guru Maharaj got off the plane in 1986, then all the devotees were there waiting for him, and he was so